All right, folks, welcome to Nino's Corner.tv, the moment we've all been waiting for. The Artemis 2 launch is back. The voyage is back. And now I'm bringing Flat Earth Dave to commentate on this spectacular event that happened. Really? Was it? I don't know. Dave, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me back. This is always a fun conversation, and I don't want people to believe anything I say. I want you to use your common sense, use your discernment, and figure it out.
I kind of feel like this is an IQ test. You know, Dave, I don't know. There's just so much wrong with this. And this comes at a time now when, you know, they just finished this Artemis 2 mission to the moon, went around it, slingshot it back. And here's just some things that I find wrong with it before we begin. One tank of gas, right? You're going to the moon that's 400,000 miles away, there and back. On one tank of gas, it seems to me you'd have to stop and refuel at least 15, 20 times. You're going to go through every meteor and space rock on the way, and you'll conveniently miss them all. Their toilets weren't working before they lifted off. I mean, it seems like a minor problem to me, and you're going to trust the shuttle. And then the Van Allen radiation belt, right? They're going to go through that. When they came back into Earth's atmosphere, they're coming at a whopping speed of 25,000 miles an hour. They didn't incinerate. Their parachutes were just fine. None of this makes any sense to me at all, Dave. And I'm sure you're going to put all this in perspective for my audience. All right, Dave. So, were those just some things that I brought? Oh, and they left on April Fool's Day. I don't know.
Let's look at the underlying situation here that most people have to deal with. The people will say, I can't imagine a lie this big. I can't imagine that's many people keeping a secret. And that's true. You can't imagine it. You're literally speaking your belief into reality. It's not about imagining. It's about looking at the facts, understanding that you don't need millions of people in it. Just a small number of people need to be in on it. There's people at NASA that have no idea what the person next to them is doing. They don't know. But there are a lot of people in it. I think it's in the low thousands of numbers, worldwide of people that know. And then people are like, well, what about Russia and China? Wouldn't they rat us out? They're all in on it together. They all do training together. It's all part of one big deception.
So why do they? So my question is, why perpetuate this lie? I mean, we already know the last moon landing was. I mean, it looks so fake to everybody. Most people now, if you go to these videos from Artemis 2, the comments are just. I mean, they're just blowing it out of the water. Everyone's pretty much on the same page we are. I'm not saying they're flat earthers, but they know it's fake, right?
NASA has turned off their comments now because there's just too many people calling their nonsense out. Yeah, absolutely. They've turned off their comments on their live streams.
Wow, I did not know that. I mean, I would imagine they'd have to because, and then they found out that one of the astronauts was like an actress.
An actress in what was it? A Mad Max movie,
right? I mean, this is. I mean, don't they? Wouldn't they just cover their bases, man?
And the NASA director, his name is Duffy. They call him the acting director. They always say the acting director, and he said 2 of our astronauts are straight from Central Casting. He said that.
So where do you find time to go to auditions and pursue acting and be an astronaut?
David, in this world that money buys a lot of things. People will do a lot of things for the good life or whatever it is. And I'm not saying it's all money. Some of it's blackmail. Some of it's mind control. Now, David, I believe you had the elderly astronaut that's making the tour on your show, right?
No, I had Bart.
You had Bart on, right? Bart, who's not a flat earther, but
I forget his last name, but
Bart
Sabrell, right? And he just destroyed that astronaut on I think it's the Danny Jones show.
Yeah, he did that. And you know what? He could have done better, but he did just fine. I'll give him an A.
It almost seems like Danny was playing a ref and like not wanting him to tear into him too bad. It was kind of weird. It was kind of one-sided.
We respect our elders, and he's an astronaut, and everyone's like, trying to give him the break. But here's the thing. That guy's not lying, in my opinion. He's under hypnosis. I know about hypnosis, and this guy, he has his answers all programmed, but when something is asked that he wasn't told what to say, he goes blank, and he just doesn't remember, and he has amnesia what was said earlier. And it happened like 5 times on the show. Like 5 times, he goes, you don't think we went? Like he's hearing it for the first time. 5 times during that interview. So that's a whole nother thing.
And the best evidence he had was because he collected moon rocks.
Oh my God! And you
Remember
know what
that?
happened? Moon rock was given, I believe, to the head of Belgium or some other country, and then they went to insure it and found out it was petrified wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Petrified wood, right? I saw that, and they brought it to that guy's attention. He goes, "Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know I collected moon rocks."
Dave,
That was the best he could give. That was the best evidence he could give to going to the moon, to me, which was pathetic.
all right, and I'm assuming at this point a good portion of your listeners understands the heliocentric lie, the globe lie. I think there's a good portion of even a big greater portion that understands that we didn't go to the moon and that there's something up with Artemis. I want you people just to think critically, follow the stuff that I'm going with today, and look, and again, make up your own minds. So, Dave, you fire guns, right? A rifle, I think a rifle bullet, depending on the caliber, goes like 1,700 miles an hour. This rocket ship goes 25,000 miles per hour.
Oh, hold on. A bullet goes how fast?
1,700.
Really? I didn't know that. I fire
1,700.
guns all the time, but I don't know how fast a bullet goes.
1,700. So, Dave, you ever go to a NASCAR race?
Yes.
Those things blow by you so fast, it shocks you every time, right? What are they going? 200?
Yeah.
Right? It's going 200. So, here's my friend Keith filmed this, right? There is something that went up in the air. They're like 10, 15 miles away. I don't know. But look how slow this thing is going. Look at the smoke. This thing has to be accelerating 200 miles an hour faster every 5 seconds. Now, the actress on there, Christina, whatever her name is, she said, "Oh, it's surprisingly smooth ascent. And, we were able to do things." Dave, 0 to 200 every 5 seconds, or a 200 mile an hour increase, you couldn't scratch your nose. You couldn't stay conscious.
Well, look at pilots in the G-Force, Air Force pilots. They can't even withstand that. I mean, they go to classes and practices with that, and then many of them can't pass. I mean, they black out.
Go on. People listen. Go on YouTube and search the Tesla speed test with passenger or whatever. Going 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds. The people freak out. This thing is increasing 200 miles an hour every 5 seconds. Look, it's still there. Now, here's where all the videos online cut off. Keith is still going. It's stopped. The smoke is gone. The rocket's gone. It's not that high. It's right there. It just goes out and crashes into the Bermuda Triangle. And then we're just watching cartoons from here.
CGI.
This video, he put it on Facebook. Overnight, it got like over 1 million, 2 million hits. And then his entire Facebook is gone. No word, no warning, no nothing. His Facebook is gone.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's my friend Keith. His channel on TikTok. Follow him. You can see that video there. It's Aloha from Florida. That's his channel.
Poor guy lost his Facebook because he filmed that.
Yeah. That video went viral, and then boom, his Facebook was gone. Like, our chats are gone. Like, I don't even have a history of having a chat with him. We talk all the time on Facebook. Everything's gone. He's had his Facebook for, since day one. So this was the first picture they sent back to us. Problem: the sun's on the other side of the earth. This is the dark side of the earth. This is the dark side of the earth. And then 12 hours later, they gave us this picture. And they said it was 12 hours later, but now they changed it, because if you look at the clouds, they're exactly the same. Continents, exactly the same. 12 hours later, we'd see the other side of the earth.
But Dave, how can they be so messy? I mean,
I think Dave, as you said, it's an intelligence test. It's definitely an intelligence test. But now they said this was a long exposure. Since when could we take pictures of the night? Long exposure. And if this is a long exposure and this is nighttime, where are all the city lights? Where are all that would be the brightest thing under a long exposure. But we don't see that. And, this is showing you that that's the other side of the earth. We have the opposite of a full earth, a new earth, what would be called, like a new moon. So this is an iconic shot of the actress, like a woman's face profile over the whole globe earth. We've never had that before. First, Dave, were you you weren't in the military, were you?
No.
But they don't allow long hair on jet fighters. Why would they allow people to have long hair? All the women have crazy long flying spaghetti hair on the space missions.
Yeah, so you get caught and stuff, and never in a million years. You're right about that. You're right.
Right. But this is the dark side of the earth again. So if it's a long exposure, this would be overexposed. Why is she dark and this light? That's the dark side of the earth.
Oh, wow. Makes zero sense. This is just
Same here. Dark side of the earth. The inside's not overexposed. This is just nonsense. And then we have the moon. That's a full moon. Where's the moonlight, Dave? Right?
I can't answer
I can read by the moon. This is what the moon looks like. This is NASA. This is NASA, not from this mission, from another mission. I actually have a video of that. Right? This is what NASA gave us. Now, if we have a full Earth, sun behind the camera, we should have a full moon. Is that the kind of full moon? Dave, when you're out in the middle of nowhere and there's a full moon on a clear night, it casts your shadow on the ground. You can read by it. Right? Here's a full moon. It's a light. Here's a full rock. It's noon. The sun's up. How come this thing isn't lighting up like the moon? I'm standing right next to it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's so many things wrong with this.
People don't think, right? So in the flat Earth, we say the moon is a light. It acts like a local light. Here's a local light. Here's the moon. They act the same. Don't ask me what the moon is. I make no claims, but it's not a dusty rock a quarter million miles away.
I'm with you on this. I'm not saying I know what this is. I just know, but we're being lied to. That's as far as I can take it. And that's why I think you hold more substance and water than NASA does. I'm sorry, but it's true. Very logical.
I take that as an insult, David. That's like saying you smell better than dog poo.
Sorry. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Get out here.
I know what you mean. So tell me what this is right here. What's going on here?
Those the rocket boosters? I don't know.
Yeah, but this is the rocket booster. But I'll zoom in a little bit. What is this material here?
Oh, geez, that looks like a cloth or something, like some kind of fabric.
Yeah, this is like 3 seconds before launch.
Okay, that would just if jet fire fuel's coming out of there, I would imagine
and
that would
wind whipping over that thing at 25,000 miles an hour.
So what's moving at the bottom there?
It's like a bouncy house, Dave. This is just all a stage show. I think some of the stuff we see is holographic. I think some of it is a lighter than air ship, like a blimp, rocket assisted blimp that goes up. I think most of the stuff we see is just animated, real time AI overlays and all sorts of stuff. SR-71 Blackbird, recognize it?
Yep.
It's shaped like a razor blade. Why?
Non-detectable.
Well, non-detectable and aerodynamic, right? And so if there was like a bolt sticking out on this thing, it would rip it apart. This thing goes Mach 3.2, and it's going Mach 3.2. It can't turn left or right or up and down because it has to only go straight because of the forces. Well, if the Earth is a globe, it would have to nose down 800 feet per second just to follow the curve. But that's a whole nother story. So there's no paint on it either because the paint would burn off due to the friction of this aerodynamic design. But then we have the side of the Artemis rocket. This is like a PVC pipe that goes all the way up the rocket. If you find a big picture of the rocket, you'll see, look at this right angles. You got these protrusions out here like Legos.
And that's going faster than that plane, correct?
10 times faster.
Oh, boy.
10 times faster. Isn't that crazy?
It's pathetic.
Now, the question is, what are they doing? How are they faking the inside? And as I said, they use all sorts of stuff. Maybe some of the shots are them on zero-G flights, where they get their 40 seconds of anti-gravity and they just have a stage inside of a zero-G plane. Because we know that they train on there, they test on there, and they also test in an underground pool. Maybe they're on a green screen stage. Maybe it's a combination of both. But with what they can do now, it's incredible. When they came out for their pre-launch, the pilots were coming out as they were getting into the van to go to the ship. The 4 of them come out in their bright orange suits, and there's some reporters around, and we're filming, and people are getting in front of the camera and holding up their iPhones, pointing directly at them, and there's no astronauts on the screen. There's no orange astronauts. There's like a different scene on the phone screens.
I feel like they're being held up by those poles, like you said, and maybe there's some kind of static room that makes their hair go up. I feel like I think the technology they have to fake it is better than they had to go to the moon itself.
Well, they did. I expected much better fakery than we got.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Got much better. But they're even faking. And like, why would they do that? Couldn't they just have these people walk out and address the crowd, as actors? But for some reason, they were on different layers, provably so. And I'm putting out a video on that later today. But maybe these people aren't even real people at this point, David. I don't know.
I don't know how anyone could have it in their soul to do this and just pull a fast one on all of humanity. How can you live with yourself?
Dave, that's how they get away with it. Just good people. You're a good person. People are generally good. You can't fathom how they would do that. So you default to an explanation, right? So they're allowed 3.3 pounds of personal items. This guy, if you notice, he has a bracelet. You'll see it in a second. He's got another bracelet here. They got these beaded bracelets. They kept changing their bracelets. Like, how many bracelets would you bring to space, David?
None.
Yeah.
I don't wear bracelets, really.
and there was some weird stuff going on with his hands, and he got really nervous. I'm kind of zoomed in here. His fingers were doing something, and he quickly puts his hands behind his head and just and you'll notice they're always looking off, not at the camera. They're looking off at like another screen, trying to make sure everything is working perfectly.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to show you some.
What is going on there? That's like AI stuff right there, right?
Absolutely. It's called a real-time rotoscoping AI overlay. So, test question, David. Is this image of the moon and the Earth from Artemis, or did I make it in ChatGPT?
You probably made it, or that's probably from, okay, so it's Artemis, but already, here's my thought on this. They're trying to make the Earth, go back to the last photo, they're trying to make the Earth look like the size of the moon. If we were looking from Earth to the moon, the Earth would be so much bigger than that. If you're looking at it from the moon to Earth, right? Wouldn't it be so much bigger? How many times bigger of is the Earth than the moon?
Well, they're supposedly 4,000 miles away from the moon. They can make up all that stuff, but these are all ones that I made. This is one
you made these.
So I added the Earth. But this is actually a photo of the moon that I took from my backyard. Look at that detail. And I've got better ones, right? This wasn't like a slightly hazy night, right? This is from Artemis.
Oh, geez.
This is what they gave us. Look, the moon right there, the Earth right there. Why are all of the craters perfect circles? None come in at an angle and leave a gash? Why are they all perfect circles?
But my point remains, the Earth wouldn't be that small compared to the moon. It'd be much bigger. The moon is, so there's 100%.
That. So just a couple more examples. I made that, and that, and that, but I didn't make this. This is from them. Dave, first, how did they get a selfie stick so far out to see the rocket? And what is that? Is that a Dixie cup?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
This to me looks like a bunch of wet gym towels stacked together. I got a Dixie cup. You got these little cone things. Like, what is this? They're not even like all rigid or symmetrical or what. This is literally an intelligence test, as you said, Dave. It's absolutely unbelievable. Another thing. You want to edit something in before I keep rambling?
It's just pathetic, man. That's the only word I have for this.
So this is NASA. They said they were surprised, and they said it in several interviews. We got to see the moon eclipse the sun, and we could see the sun's corona. The corona is the edge of the sun that sticks out, the light that sticks out beyond the edge of the sun. Well, I made that in ChatGPT. I think mine's better, but I didn't make this one in ChatGPT. This is actually the photo from NASA. So let me explain how a lunar eclipse works from Earth. So the moon is so far away, it covers a half of a degree of width in the sky. So if you had 720 of them, it would make a full circle around your sky. Understood? 360, 720, half a degree of width of the sky, a half a degree. The sun is 400 times bigger and 400 times farther. So it also is a half a degree. And so when we have an eclipse, the moon perfectly covers the sun, and then we can see the corona, which is this brightness that sticks out around the edge. You with me?
Yep.
All right. So when you're 4,000 miles from the moon instead of 250,000 miles, the moon is 29 degrees or 59 times bigger. And I made this is actually not to scale. This has to be like a quarter of the size. That would be the sun on the other side of the moon. How would you see the corona? This would be the corona. I had to make it so I could point at it. It was so small. Right. If I made it to scale, it's so small. So how would you see the corona?
No.
Anytime I ask you a question, you just say they're lying. That's all you have to say.
It's just it's so obvious to me, Dave. Everything you're showing is it's obvious to me that it's a complete and utter lie. Like we're living in the Truman Show, man. I don't know what else to say.
This is what they show. No, we got 3 stars this time. That's cool. And if they don't show us the stars because they can't fake the stars, because we'd be able to, line them up and go, that's a lie, right?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, they can't do it. They can't show us the stars.
That would be the dead giveaway, wouldn't it? So what's their excuse for not seeing the stars?
Oh, because it's too bright, the camera. They have all these dumb excuses. The video footage we get from, skydivers from it's 4K footage and stuff. We're getting great footage of them playing with their food but they don't take the video camera to the window ever.
Right.
They have no video out the window. So again, this is them. This is me with my P1000. Real photo.
Wow.
What the hell is that?
Wow, man. Yours is so much better.
And that's not even, I could have zoomed in farther. It's crazy. Remember Apollo? What did they drink on Apollo? What was the drink? The powdered drink. I don't know how you make a powdered drink in space, but it was Tang.
Probably that's right. That's
right. They had Tang. Well, the 4 astronauts are over here in the shot, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Nutella comes in for a cameo. Who threw the Nutella?
I remember. Yeah, I saw that.
All 4 astronauts are over here. Who threw the Nutella? And would you let Nutella?
That's some good branding there.
No kidding.
I wonder what they paid for that.
Yeah, but who threw it? How did it come in for the cameo when all 4 astronauts are over here?
Are there. You're right. So someone's in the back going, oh my.
Some of the producer, whatever, or just the person on a computer. That's not a real object.
God,
it's not a real object. So, NASA, government agency. Well, all governments lie except the division of NASA. They wouldn't lie, right? There's so many people that know that governments lie about everything except NASA. They wouldn't lie, right?
I find it kind of ironic that right now, after this big moon voyage, Trump has decided to cut NASA. Did you see this?
That's amazing. That's maybe this was done to expose it, Dave. There's so many new people that are coming on board. There's hundreds of thousands of new flat earthers and millions of space deniers. And the space denying is the first step to flat earth.
Now, I've heard that, it was Aquino, right? Aquino, what is it? General Aquino or that pushed this psyop out to the masses. The flat earth psyop is what some of my guests say. I don't know what the earth is. I just think that I think there's a firmament, Dave, and I think we can't get through it, and that's why they're trying so hard. I go back to the Bible with this stuff. I don't know what the earth is. I definitely don't believe it's a globe anymore.
There you go. That's the best answer right there. I don't know what it is, but I know it's not a globe because the globe has been falsified. We don't need to do any more experiments. We've done them all. We have them all. It's just getting people to lay down their egos and make them aware and make them be able to find the real info. I have all the info on my website. Google flat earth. Hey, top 10 reasons the earth is flat. You're going to get top 10 reasons it's a globe. All right. Google will not feed you anything relevant. So I just tell people, don't believe me. Don't believe. Belief is how we got here. You need to verify everything. And I'm going to show you where to get the information. So Dave, NASA, they have a PR department. Would they let this guy with this tattoo be the cover shot?
Oh, wow. Showing their allegiance.
Yeah. Always Baphomet. They always show us. They've got these sigils. These sigils, I'm sure they mean something crazy. And then this is Katy Perry. She went to space, turned her patch upside down. It's Baphomet again. It always just randomly becomes Baphomet.
And then the pathetic opening of the capsule to get him out with Bezos. I mean, I'm
that
sure
was crazy. The floppy
yeah, it just like pops right open. I'm like, this thing just went to space and came down at how many miles per hour, and the capsule just pops. It's all a lie, dude. It's all a big production to keep us asleep because they don't want us knowing the truth.
Yeah, 100%. Let's play one of the videos that got hopped up. This is that we're gonna play the Don Pettit one first. But hang on before you share it.
We don't have the technology
to
do that anymore.
That's all right.
We used to.
All right. So NASA put out an ad years ago. They needed one more space shuttle astronaut, and I think a space station astronaut, and I think they got like 4,000 or 40,000 applicants. And go ahead, play it.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
All right, you can stop that. So
really a painful process to build it back again in the world of iPhones and AI and quantum.
Yeah, you can stop sharing that now. So he that's probably the most coherent sentence he's ever said. Without being mean or anything, he's definitely deficient in the upper skull area, right? So they have 40,000 applicants and they chose Don Pettit. Now, I think Don Pettit believes what he says. I think he's just like that Charlie astronaut guy. I think he's under hypnosis.
He sounded like he believed it. He was like very sincere in that, or he's just a really great actor, and that's what they needed.
Horrible actor. If you watch his stuff, he's worse than the female who forgot her lines.
Yeah.
You want to share that right now? Good. Share that one. Oh, I have to.
You didn't put it in there.
Take her out of the studio. Take here. I got it removed. Yeah. So forgot. There we go. You can pop her on right now. This is the press conference afterwards.
When we saw Tiny Earth, people asked our crew what impressions we had. And honestly, what struck me wasn't necessarily just Earth, it was all the blackness around it. Earth was just this lifeboat hanging undisturbingly in the universe. Uh-oh.
She's an actress. She can't ad-lib.
Horrible actress.
So I may have not learned, I know I haven't learned everything that this journey has yet.
Wow.
So, yeah. Dave, if you just went to space around the moon, you wouldn't be able to shut up. They wouldn't be able to shut you up. I wouldn't need
anybody to be telling me anything in my ear. I'd be so elated. I'd be like, look what I saw this and about that. And it was amazing.
I was amazed at the lack of stars or the amount of stars or just whatever it was, it'd be amazing. And it's just, again, the problem is people can't imagine a lie this big. It's a problem. But when you look at the evidence, it's undeniable.
But you know, Dave, I think this stuff is unfolding so fast now, instantaneously, because we live in there's been a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
And we're living in this new reality now, this new dimension where their old trickery and old magic does not work anymore. Because everything's instantaneous. Look what happened on social media. I mean, I'm just going to use like the Charlie Kirk assassination. Everything's coming out in real time almost. And it basically is. And the same with this. People nitpick and tear things apart instantly now. What took 60 years from the JFK to now is now happening instantly.
The good news is all things will be revealed. The bad thing is, I think that line comes from in the end times, all things will be revealed.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt about it. And I do believe that's where we're in Revelations right now, right?
Dave, here's the thing I like to talk about is we're in a spiritual war. The demons that are running this place feed off of our fear energy. They want us fighting. Flat Earth, Globe Earth, Republican, Democrat. He's a shill, she's a shill, she's not a shill. They just want us fighting because they want to feed off of that fear energy. And we can't give it to them anymore. We have to stop fighting. Dave, you and I don't agree on some things, but we're having a great conversation here, and we're pointing out the good stuff, and we're moving forward, and we're waking people up, and nothing better than that. Why do you do this, Dave? You do it for the money?
No, I do it because I have a curious mind.
Absolutely. And you want people to see reality, and you want to free us from the mind prison that we're in. And the globe is the foundation of the mind prison.
So that's it right there. That's the big lie, right? That's what they want to keep us under that illusion, because why? They're going to show us the aliens next, which would be, in my mind, interdimensional intruders or demons that are masquerading as aliens, and they want to play it off as our brethren, as our creators, as our gods.
Or there's other civilizations here on flat Earth. The ball is limit. We've taken up all the real estate. The flat Earth, there could be more real estate beyond the shoreline of Antarctica. All the countries in the world agree that everyone has to become a human pincushion, and nobody can independently explore beyond 60 degrees south. What's out there? Maybe maybe there's some advanced civilizations out there. That's my bet. But again, that's speculation. We don't have any proof, but there's lots of evidence. Check this out. These items that are floating are not real. These guys are wearing contact lenses, augmented reality contact lenses. And this is a tracking dot. They put dots on things for random reasons, for tracking. And so you can see the dot, and then watch it when it spins away. So here it goes. No dot, no dot, no dot. We'll go back again, and you'll see it again. There's no dot, no dot, and there's the dot.
So what's the dot for, you said?
The dot is, when they do motion tracking, they put dots on things, right? So this was just a malfunction. And this one, there's another clip where it goes by the guy's face that literally goes through his cheek. His eyebrow disappears for a second and then comes back. So I don't even know if these people are real. If they are real people, they're not. They're doing an overlay on them, like a mask or whatever.
You know where I saw this for the first time is when Biden was speaking in front of all those reporters, and his hands started going through the mics.
Yeah.
Remember that? And that's where I saw it for the first time. That was back in like 2021 or something like that. But
and I saw it with Obama when Obama was in office, and he did his first ISIS speech, where it wasn't him. It was a total AI projection or whatever. But did you see the comparing Biden to that robot that came out at the White House? The gate.
I think that's why she walked out with it, man. I think that's why. That's like hiding it out in the other, showing everybody like, I mean, that's exactly how he used to walk, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I put out a video, went kind of wild. But when he's walking like out on the dirt, and the robot, the same thing. The time he was going up the stairs and he fell that's exactly how a robot would react.
100%. And he popped up.
Yeah.
He popped up. He didn't fall down. An old man would fall down and be like, ow, and take a while to get up, and people would run to help him. He fell down and athletically jumped back up and continued marching up the stairs. Crazy.
So I want you to watch here. See the shadow of her hands. You got both. You can see the far hand. The shadow will go this way. Watch when she lets it go. So you see her hands. Where's the shadow from the puppet, from the thing? You see both hands go away, but there's no shadow from this because it's a virtual reality object.
So what is she? They're just telling her to pretend she's holding a ball?
No, you can. This is old technology. They're virtual items, and you could either watch on a monitor, or she has a contact lens. She can see it and in real time manipulate it. We've caught them doing this many, many times, and there's consumer-based software where you can do this yourself. So imagine what they have. I got a video. It's about a minute long, and we're going to talk when it goes on. So you can turn we'll have the sound on. There's a little music, but then the second part I want you to hear. So hit the first video, the 666 video. So you know about numerology, right? 3.3 million pounds of thrust, 3.3 pounds of... But yeah, everything's 3.3 pounds of water, omega 33 watches. If you do the numerology on Artemis 2, it comes out to 33 pounds of thrust. And the ship is 322 feet long, skull and bones. Listen to this. Listen.
24,661.21 miles per hour, equivalent to about Mach 33.
Mach 33. Coincidence.
Sound shortly after we enter
now listen to this.
Period.
journey from the Earth around the moon and back, the first human mission to the moon in more than 50 years. Take a live look at this hour. The crew will be traveling at roughly 24,000 miles per hour when they re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. That'll be at about 7:53 Eastern, so just about 20 minutes from now. Now, NASA is planning splashdown at about 8:07 Eastern time, right off the coast of Southern California near San Diego. We'll be listening to communications between...
So when you add those numbers together, two of them come to 15. 1 and 5 is 6. It's just a regular reduction. And so what are the odds?
I mean, I understand that's like Masonic stuff, but what's the purpose of this? What's the inner? Is it coding? Is it signaling to each other?
Signaling to, it's how they speak to each other, and maybe it has some spiritual significance to it. But they're communicating to each other. That way they all know that this is all nonsense, and they're laughing at us. They're literally laughing at us.
Just to keep us in this realm of illusion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's this lie. Because if we ever knew the truth, that would be the ultimate freedom. That's how we would break free.
Right. And there's always a random plane that catches a launch, right? Dave, if there was a rocket going to space, there would be like hundreds of miles of no-fly zone.
Right, 100%. There's always somebody up there watching.
There's always somebody. There's always only one guy catches it. Not like everyone on that side of the airplane or every other airplane that went by. But we did 7.5 seconds, 7.5 seconds. It's not accelerating. It wasn't accelerating.
So who caught that? Who does it? Is there a man?
It's supposedly a random person. You never get the person's name, and then you can find it everywhere online. Hey everybody, quick message that I'd like to share with all of you. Our lives are filled with toxins in our air, food, and even in the information we're taught. Avoiding them all is impossible, but helping your body detox doesn't have to be complicated. That's where Masterpiece comes in. Just 5 drops under your tongue twice a day, and that's it. Super easy, super simple, and it doesn't even taste bad. I've tried countless supplements, and while generally I'm pretty healthy, I didn't really feel much of an effect. But with Masterpiece, it delivered noticeable benefits. Check out the podcast I did with Terry from Masterpiece, linked below this video, or you can find links directly to Masterpiece on my website, flatearthdave.com, or in the shopping section on the app. The key to health is to detoxify. Now back to the show. This is the first picture. First, we thought this was Australia, but then we realized, okay, this is Africa because we can see this little land over here, and it's the same land over there. Dave, where's South America?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Where's all of this is on the other side of this? Where is it? This is, again, it's just an image. It's just an image. They'll never say photograph on all of their images. They say images. Images. Do you remember this movie? Images. Yeah, remember this movie that Apple came out with last year, Fly Me to the Moon, about the fake moon landing?
But I know about it. Yeah.
So the story is they were going to the moon, and NASA was worried about public relations or whatever, and they were like, if we can't do it, we need to fake it. So they had a project. They're like, all right, we're gonna fake it, right? And guess what that project was called?
Artemis.
Artemis. It was Project Artemis. Are you serious? It's Project Artemis. Here's in the movie, Project Artemis.
So that's what they have to do, is hide it in the open, because then the karma does not come back to them, correct?
That's how they believe it.
If they tell you in some way, shape, or form, it's on you.
Yeah. And just to show you that this isn't new for NASA, this is the 2001 blue marble and the 2007 blue marble. Now, this is on NASA's website still. You can still find these on NASA's website. Look at this long cloud here with this oval. You got the long cloud here with the oval. You can look at this V up here. You got the V up here. Look at this cloud right here with this little square notch out of it.
Oh yeah.
You got the little square notch over here. You got this little guy here. He's right there. It's the same thing. They just put a different underlay. They turned the globe. They moved it 7 years apart.
I don't understand why they'd be so sloppy. I mean,
I think they're doing it on purpose, Dave. You nailed it. It's an intelligence test. And then when the ship comes in, it burns up. Nobody films it, not even NASA. This is from NASA, and it's a visualization.
Okay, so this is when the pod is coming back into the Earth's atmosphere?
It heats up. They lose contact for like 5 minutes because of it's so hot They can't. There's plasma.
And there's people in there going
in. People in there, and there's parachutes with nylon in the top right here, okay, that are going to stop this thing from going 25,000 miles an hour. The parachute's going to come out, Dave. You ever see a parachute like try to stop a motorcycle? It just shreds. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
And this Red Bull guy, he drove off a cliff on purpose. He pulls his parachute, no problem. The motorcycle fell a little bit. Its parachute came, and the weight of the motorcycle just shredded it. This thing's coming in at 25,000 miles an hour. Question. If this is a visualization, why are they showing it upside down? It's coming to Earth. Earth is that way. This is the bottom. Jeez. They want to keep you where you can't think. People don't think multidimensionally.
Right.
Right. When I saw this, I'm like, wait a minute, they have a rocket? I thought this was like a rocket shooting out fuel. Right. I'm like, no, this is the entry. Why is it upside down? Why is it upside down? It should be like this.
Yeah.
That's what we should say.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
But
this is what they showed us.
This is an IQ test, 100%. Like, this is like the way you're breaking this down.
So now we're going to get fun. It's going to get a little fun. We got a couple more things. I saw it land. Did you see it land? Did anyone see it land? I think they could have filmed it weeks in advance. Last time from the ISS, they had dolphins swimming out there, right? Who's to say if there is something landing, it ain't just coming out of the back of an airplane like that?
Right.
Right. This is how this is the military or NASA practicing. Right. They could just drop it. So if they need to show something coming down, there it is. There it is, David.
That's all they showed too, right?
They did. Well, they showed it landing. We're going to get into that. Let me show you here. So first, I want to point out how they mock us. Experts warn Artemis crew not to fart or they can be in danger. This is all over the mainstream media. So, Dave, they're talking about farts. You know, NASA said that Uranus smells like farts. That was a big article a couple of years ago.
I didn't see that. Are you kidding me?
No, Uranus smells like farts. And I got one there. There's a book of all the planets, and Uranus goes across the center spread, so there's a crack right down the center. So
they're so arrogant and so cocky that they're just like.
Let me show you how cocky they are, David.
Fun of humanity. That's how they look at us.
It's actually mind blowing. So this is behind here is the first picture from SpaceX. Sex. It said sex.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
That's the first picture from SpaceX. So here comes. This is the Artemis landing. Now. First, where's the steam? That thing is super hot. No steam. Okay, well, we'll ignore that. Maybe it's just really good engineering, right? And look at the shape. Now, think like an immature 13-year-old boy. What are we seeing in the water here?
A penis.
Yeah, a penis. Now, this is right here. Here is the trajectory of the Apollo mission. This was the flight plan for Apollo. Here's the tracks on. This is the tracks on Mars from the rover. This is another rocket launch. And this is Bezos and Virgin Atlantic's rockets. Dave.
Wow, everything is so sexualized, man. That's all they care about, man.
Yeah, look at this is literally the tracks from the rover.
Wow,
isn't it funny? It's kind of funny. You got to laugh.
They're almost like first graders, dude. They're like, yeah, let's just draw a dick.
Yeah,
and like put it out there. They won't ever know, but subconsciously, people pick that up. Correct? That's how it works.
So this is whoops, let me get rid of that. This is where is it? So let me make this a little smaller so you guys can see it. I'm in the way. This was Artemis 1, and they showed us the flight plan. It's going to go around the Earth, and go to the moon, and do this crazy thing. And we're like, what's this map? But they know exactly to the second when it's going to hit the atmosphere and it's going to hit the Earth. Why don't they show us a globe on what it's going to be over and what times? But instead, they use a flat Earth map.
You're kidding me.
No.
Can you zoom in on that, or?
Yeah, I'll zoom in. Hold on.
If you can, I'd like to take a look at that.
Yeah. Flat Earth map.
Oh,
the flat Earth
wow.
map. All right. So we made videos about this that went a little viral, and they immediately changed it to this. A globe.
After you brought it to their attention,
After with their videos were going wild, they just changed it. They just got rid of it. Now, was that them? Was that like maybe one of the graphic artists? Like, oh, I know the truth. Let me try to slip it out there, and then,
Right.
or maybe they did it on purpose. I don't know. I'm not the one that's lying, but they're lying. Yeah, it's absolutely so insane.
My question is this, though. It remains the same. Like, why perpetuate this lie?
Yeah, Dave, the lie is because let me answer that right after
Why
this.
go to these links, man?
I'm going to tell you why. Well, in my opinion, again, I'm not the one that's lying.
Right.
Although people will say I'm the one that's lying. You ever been on a boat like this, Dave? Amazing. They're absolutely
beautiful.
They're great. $11.7 million. It's a bargain. Great boat. Probably has 5 full bathrooms and showers in there, staterooms. Just absolutely amazing. $19.25 million for this house. Nice house. Probably a really nice property. $19 million.
Jeez.
Ready? $23 million for this toilet.
That broke.
Now, let me show you how this thing works. This little top part pops up like your kitchen garbage lid. And then there's the rim, and you put a bag over the rim, and then you close the thing down on it. Then they said there's suction. Well, if there's suction, if you put a bag over the nozzle, and stuck it to the outside, it wouldn't be able to suck. It would just pull the bag in, and the vacuum would be stuck. So you do your business into this pit of a bag, no gravity, and then you get up and you have to, with no gravity, you have to flip this thing open and pull the drawstring like your kitchen garbage. And then they have a stick to push the bag down into the receptacle. $23 million. They have a stick. It looks like a broken hockey stick. They call it I don't know what they call it. They call it the poop pusher. I don't know. Yeah.
The fudge packer.
They're making fun of us. This is like the crappiest marine toilet ever.
Golly, man. Where does the shit go? It goes into space?
And then they dump it into space later.
Okay. All right. At least they're not dumping it on Earth. Whatever.
Well, yeah, who knows? So I like answer, the why.
What about, did you get the video of the gondola?
Yeah, so the Apollo missions had, most people saw, they had an escape pod, and a reporter did a famous video on it where if something goes wrong, they jump on the slide and they woo down into a bunker room to protect them from the rocket going off. And so everyone kind of knew about that. So this one had an escape tram. Now, they wanted us to see that because they gave us 7 different official angles that showed it. They made sure that we saw it.
To mock us again?
Well, again, because they want us arguing, they want us fighting, they want us freaking out. I think, or they just want us questioning it and using our minds. But the argument I can give, I'll steelman it for them, is, hey, let's say something's going wrong. The astronauts quickly ran out. There was a communication error. The rocket's going to take off. For some reason, they can't stop it, which I don't believe. And then the pilots get in there, and then the rocket takes off, and they weren't able to release it. Well, they get cooked. So there's an automatic release. If the rocket's going to take off, it doesn't matter if anyone's in there or not. It lets the pod go just in case. Safety mechanism.
Right.
So it's not a gotcha. It's like, no, it's a safety mechanism. It's going to let go anyway. But if you believe that there was astronauts in there, then you believe that there was astronauts on a rocket that was about to go into the air. There's never anybody on those rockets. You had Justin Harvey on, didn't you, about the shuttle astronauts?
Yeah, they shoot it off just into the water. That's basically
it goes right into the water, right? All rocket launches, they all do the same thing.
They shoot it off where? Into the Bermuda Triangle? Is that where they go?
Exactly, Dave. They go right off into the Bermuda Triangle. Right there. Right into the triangle. They all do the same thing. They go right into the Bermuda Triangle. All of them. And people are like, oh, no, it's going around the Earth. It's going to slingshot around the Earth. Although, airplanes can go straight, but this thing curves around. It's crazy.
It's stupid, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna give you my opinion, and then we could wrap it up if you want. why would they lie? And and who are the liars? Well, we know the Council of Foreign Relations, United Nations, the Bilderberg Group, the Club of Rome, Royal Institute of International Affairs, and the Trilateral Commission. These are some of the people that we know, but I think that there's controllers above them. I think these are just the, middle management, if you will. So why would they lie? They're hiding free energy. They're hiding our spirituality. They're hiding more land, more resources. They're hiding what's in Antarctica. They're hiding technology. They're hiding abundance. They're hiding our true potential. And if you can convince people they live on a spinning rock in the middle of nothing, where there's at best a deluded God, then you can convince them that, talking will kill grandma. So
right, and you question God. You question your own existence. You feel like you have no purpose. You're just a random rock in space.
Yeah, when I found out that the Earth was flat, it's not the shape. I could no longer deny creation. I was like, there's God, not a God, spiritual. I don't know what I was. I really never was a deep thinker on it. And I looked for religions. I just didn't buy any of the organized religions. But after I saw that this place is intelligently designed, it would be like, Dave, your first day on Earth, nobody's here. You're walking through the jungle, and there's the World Trade Towers, 110 stories tall. Do you have any doubt that there's a builder?
No right, 100%. Yeah, there's obviously a builder.
You can't deny the builder. Now you have to figure out your relationship with the builder, and that's how I look at it. We are these incredible, spiritual, energetic, vibrational
quantum beings. Quantum beings.
We're quantum beings. We're all connected. It's all what makes everything go? I think it's the energy of love. Love is the energy that makes everything go. They want us in fear. So when we're connected, and our pineal glands aren't calcified, that's why you need to uncalcify. You need to, keep your temple, your body, working efficiently. You're connected. Amazing things happen. You manifest your life. But if they cap you off on a scary globe, you're now no longer connected. They calcify your pineal gland. They keep you sick and weak, so you need them.
Right, and they perpetuate not only space and all that, they also perpetuate evolution.
100%.
And that right by itself, we came from monkeys, this and that, but why isn't there lower evolved beings under us? Like if monkeys are still around, where's the other other line of unevolved beings from us to the monkey? You know what I mean? Why isn't there other humans that are like in the mid process of evolving right now, walking around like slow? You know what I'm saying? Like none of this.
I think I've seen some of them at the mall.
Yeah, maybe. Put my foot in my mouth right there. Okay, you're right. Those are the ones that are getting fooled with this.
So here's what I ask people to do. Use your discernment. Understand there is evil in this world, but don't be afraid of it because it can't affect you if you don't allow it. If you live in fear, if you watch scary movies, if you focus on negative things, I don't think there are negative things. There's just things. It's how you look at them. It's how you look at them and how that will manifest in your life. If you imagine whatever you imagine is attracted to you, whether it's good or bad, you're attracting that energy to you. Birds of a feather flock together. Bad thoughts bring bad things to you because you're the universe or what this place is. It goes by vibration, and whatever your vibration is, that's what you're going to attract.
1,000%, man.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Like attracts like. It's
right.
It's magnetism.
Yeah, it's absolutely. This is an amazing place. So a lot of people are like, Dave, the flat earth doesn't make sense because of this. It all makes sense. On my app, I have the frequently asked questions page. Everything is answered there. It is absolutely a great resource to find the truth. Go to my website, flatearthdave.com. If you don't want to get the app, fine. The app's $3. But scroll down, it says Crash Course. There's a big banner. It says Crash Course. Watch the first 5 videos there. Turn off Netflix. Watch the first 5 videos there, and then you're going to be addicted. You're going to be finished.
I would bet you money Netflix comes out with a documentary about Artemis.
Oh, they can't. They can't bring any more attention to it.
I bet you they do to prove that it really happened. Come on. That's what they do. That's what they would do. No,
this one is so bad. I think they're just going to just bring out another tragedy so people just forget about it. I mean, look,
Oh,
who's talking about the list right now? Everyone's talking about Artemis.
Artemis, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, it's like Americans are like, squirrel.
Yeah. Scroll. Scroll. Swipe.
Swipe. Absolutely. So
it's flatearthdave.com.
Flatearthdave.com. You can find my social medias there. I'm on X. I put a lot of good stuff on X. Flat Earth Dave X. Flatearthdave.com. You can find my interviews links. Dave, this interview will be up there. All my interviews are in the interviews list. And of course, I have my app, which is the greatest teaching tool and a way to teach others.
I love what you're doing. Anybody who has the balls to ask these questions, dude, I'm on your team, bro.
And Dave, and I love what you're doing. We're making a truth soup. If everyone did the same thing, we'd leave a lot of things out of the soup, right? So I focus on this because this is the foundation of the lies. And then once you get your feet planted on the ground and you know where you aren't,
exactly,
right? Then you can fight the other fights more effectively.
100%, man. I mean, Dave, this to me, I'm glad. I mean, and there was honestly, I think we left out a little bit because there's so much to this, but I think we covered most of it. About, I would say 70%, wouldn't you say? There's so much more. I mean, if we were really to dive in even more, I mean,
Dave,
every
day is a gift. It's just incredible how much stuff is coming out. Every video I watch, I'm like, holy crap, did you just see that? I mean, it is endless. Now,
and NASA having to turn off the comments, come on.
Yeah, they turned off the comments now. On their live streams, the comments are off. They're off. So
what we're doing is working, bro.
Absolutely. It is working, and this is the greatest time to be alive. Make sure you have enough non-GMO popcorn because 2026 and 2027 are going to be a hell of a show. And,
I agree.
Don't be afraid. We're here for the ride, right? We're in some sort of crazy simulation, Dave, a real simulation. And we chose to be here, in my opinion. And there's no better time to be alive. So enjoy the ride. It's like, think of it like a video game. Dave, you ever play like a shoot 'em up video game?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What if you jumped in there and nobody took a shot at you?
Right.
You'd be like, what the heck is this? What is this?
Boring.
Yeah. So I think our job here is to not learn, is to remember. Like, we know all of this already, but we're here kind of with amnesia, and we're expanding the mind of the creator. All of this is expanding the creator's, the collective mind. And it's absolutely amazing. So I appreciate you having me on. And
absolutely, Dave, man. I always love it when you come on. Let's see. Do you think this is going to be the last of it, man? I mean, now that Trump is cutting the NASA programs out, I mean,
they always threaten to cut it out, but then they end up raising it.
I think he's going to do it. I think Trump's going to do it.
But if they cut it out and they give it to SpaceX, SpaceX is NASA. NASA has full control over SpaceX. It's all true. And that way we can't do any FOIA requests because it's a private agency.
You're right. You're absolutely right on that. Yeah. So let's see what happens. If there's another launch, I'm sure you and I can nitpick it to death and then uncover everything. Dave, thank you so much for joining me, man. I appreciate you folks. Go to flatearthdave.com, flatearthdave.com. Stay with me just for a moment, Dave.
All right. Parasites and pathogens only thrive in a body that's acidic, low in oxygen, inflamed and electrically disorganized. In that terrain, blood thickens, cells lose potential, and the immune system becomes overburdened, opening the door to disease. The plasma geo shifts this completely. By surrounding the body with a coherent, negatively charged electromagnetic field, it restores cellular resonance and balance. When the body interacts with this field, water and proteins reorganize, restoring membrane potential. Blood thins, microcirculation improves, and oxygen delivery rises. Inflammation decreases, and pH returns to its natural alkaline range. In this environment, parasites can't survive. The terrain no longer supports them. But here's the key. It's not the device that kills them. It's the body itself. Once bioelectric coherence is restored, the body's own intelligence recognizes what doesn't belong and eliminates it. So if someone asks, does the plasma geo kill parasites? The most accurate answer is, it doesn't kill them directly. It gives the body back its ability to heal itself. By restoring balance and order, the body regains control, and health returns naturally.